Alright, what's up you guys? Welcome to another Shark News episode, as today we have another update involving the G.I. Joe Classified HasLab SNOWCAT, and we are about 2 days away from having the HasLab campaign come to an end, as today, as of making this video, it is Tuesday, August 12th. So yes, 2 days away, and it is August 12th right now. So the G.I. Joe team is heavily trying to market the HasLab, and we've seen multiple posts through the Facebook and Instagram socials of them trying to have people get to, you know, because we've already unlocked the HasLab SNOWCAT and the FROSTBITE figure, but now they're trying to get to the first tier, which is the Lady J figure, the Arctic Lady J. So as of right now, recording this episode, we are at 9,133 backers, and obviously we surpassed the 8,000 goal, and now we have to get to 10,000 backers to get to Lady J. So let's quickly refresh this and see where we are again. All right, still 9,137. So let's quickly view the details. Now I'm not going to go over whatever we've already know about, because a lot of you have already shared that, you know, we know everything at this point, so I won't beat a dead horse. But there are some things that I do want to talk about in this episode, which I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. But based on the comments that I've got in my previous Shark News episode, there's quite a few of you that are saying that, you know, the numbers will jump drastically in the next, at least in the day or in the final hours. Obviously, we still have to include all the other international backers, etc., etc. So we should see a massive spike in numbers according to collectors. Now, these aren't my words, so keep in mind, these are not my words. These are the words of collectors who wrote in the comments, and those who have stated that they've seen the trend of HasLab campaigns go in the same direction. So, and according to Geek Dead Life, this is also going to in the right momentum, because it's a slow start, but we should see like a jump in numbers eventually at some point. So that's what most collectors are saying, that because there's all these other people that haven't backed it yet, because most of the people that have not backed it have stated that they're waiting kind of last minute because they want to see if all the tiers are hit, then they're going to, you know, back the project, which also is a bit risky, just because if, you know, it doesn't back, then those collectors who wanted these tiers are going to back away from it, which means the numbers will also decline too. So, and at the end, you know, do keep in mind that they're not going to charge you until the, I think, what, 11:59 or PM, whatever the timing is. So we don't know what the situation is going to be in terms of how people would want to cancel if they do want to cancel, but we know that's where we're heading at the moment. Now, the biggest conversation of today's topic is, I've seen in the past 24 hours that a lot of collectors have been writing on the socials about this being the rarest G.I. Joe Classified HasLab project. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to share my opinions on this just because I've pissed off way too many people in the previous video. So now I'm going to have you guys share what you think about this particular topic in the comments below. But according to a lot of collectors and YouTubers who are also talking about this HasLab campaign, who are excited to have this project, they're basically telling people, or also enticing collectors, to back it because it is going to be the rarest HasLab classified vehicle. Now, the reason they're saying this is because even, you know, if you know, let's disregard the price for now, and let's disregard if any tiers, if not, get unlocked or whatever. But for the time being of just being the vehicle and the FROSTBITE figure, because we have low numbers in terms of how many people have backed it, again, we know that Hasbro has made their target of 8,000, so that's not the issue. So collectors are saying that because we have lower people backing this project and people who are going to be canceling this project if all the tiers aren't met, that means that in the future, by next year of 2026, as we know, that's going to be the release date for this particular vehicle, that's where it's going to cause a lot of, the price will skyrocket in terms of people having like, damn, I should have backed this project, because now, as we've seen in the previous video, the GI Joe team, or Tony from the GI Joe team, has shared that you know, we could possibly be seeing more Arctic characters in the future. So this is also an incident where we could see collectors get that FOMO of, damn, I should have backed it last year, but now I'm going to be looking for a reasonable price in the aftermarket. Now, unless you're one of those collectors who does not care about this one bit, and, you know, regardless of the price and not hitting the tiers, and if you don't want this, you know, that's fine. But for those who do want this, for those that are getting 5, for those that will be selling these in the long run, you know, the ones who keep one open, one in box, and the other 3 to sell, you know, they're basically saying that this is going to be the most rarest just because of the lack of people that are, you know, funding this or backing this project, and that's what's going to make the price high. There are some collectors out there that are saying that it's not necessarily going to be the highest because you know, because, you know, it's a snow vehicle, it's a different terrain vehicle, it's not like a classic. By classic I loosely mean like it's not like the Mobat or Mauler or however they want to put it. And even though I personally consider the Snowcat as also a classic GI Joe vehicle, but, you know, a lot of people have, as I mentioned before in numerous videos, you know, they don't live around snow, they don't want to do, not many collectors are into photography, etc., etc. So this certain HasLab is considered a niche HasLab, so to speak. Therefore, some collectors are just not too thrilled about it, but, you know, I personally think it's awesome. But just, you know, my opinions aside, the talk of the town at the moment is just having collectors say that this is going to be the rarest HasLab. So again, because of how many people I pissed off in my last episode, I'm not going to share my opinions. So therefore, I want you guys to state in the comments below, what do you think of this situation? Do you think that we will get all the tiers funded? Because I'm assuming, because we are at 9,137, let's just refresh this real quick. Okay, so there we go, 9,140. I'm assuming that we will hit the 10,000 mark at least within the next 24 hours. And then after that, the last remaining 24 hours is going to be extremely, extremely crucial, because now, you know, so we can kind of consider Lady J to be unlocked at this point. But where it's really going to become the, I guess you can say, the excitement building for this HasLab is, are we going to reach the Bivouac with those additional 2,000 people, which I think we might actually get, because we still have to put in those last remaining backers and those international collectors. And everyone is also, not everyone, but most people have been saying that, you know, Big Bad Toy Store will be backing a good amount of these to sell for a higher price in the future. Some collectors are saying that the Hasbro Pulse team, or the people over at Hasbro Pulse, will be also buying a lot of these as well, so that's why the numbers are going to jump. So I think we're probably going to hit at least 12,000 backers at, you know, but it's going to be extremely tough to get 14, even though it doesn't seem too far to get an additional 2,000 once we get to 12. But I think we could see the Bivouac get unlocked too. So now my eyes will be locked onto Flint and see if we can actually get to Flint. Now let me know in the comments below, do you think we're gonna hit Lady J and hit a standstill? Do you think we're gonna get the Bivouac? Or, as some collectors say, don't fear, don't panic, every single tier will be unlocked at the last minute. I mean, that could be a very big possibility too. So otherwise, this could be a fun, exciting thing to do, and I will be going live to talk about this as well later this week, so stay tuned and hope you guys can make it. Otherwise, thank you guys all for watching, and thank you for supporting the channel and subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next episode.